We have more local coverage now on a story that we've been following every step of the way in Providence. Just a few hours ago, Mayor Jorge Elorza told us that his cost-cutting plan, decreasing platoons and requiring firefighters to work an average of 14 more hours a week, will go into effect this weekend, Sunday morning. That's even though the firefighters union is still against it.
You know, when we sat down at the negotiation table, the relationship's actually been, very, very cordial. I have a lot of respect for firefighters and for what they do, but at the same time, this is something that's very important for the city.
And the mayor says it'll save the city $5 to $7 million each year starting in 2017. And WPRI.com reporter Dan McGowan covers education, politics, and the city of Providence for our website. Dan, you were in the room today when Jorge Elorza made this announcement. Can you just kind of explain how he can move forward with this even though there's actually no deal in place?
Sure. So the key is to know is that you can make these changes, these going from 4 platoons to 3, which then results in about 14 hours more on average worked a week. That's a management right. So any city and town across the state can make that change. What the mayor has said is, look, I want to sit down with these guys. I want to negotiate. That's what the last 2 months has been all about. They still haven't reached that deal. So the mayor's saying, I'm doing it anyway, and I'm going to pay them 8% more. But there's nothing in writing about that 8%.
Now, the mayor over these last 2 months, you're saying as these negotiations have happened, he's said that he's made a few offers. The union's turned them down. Do we know what those offers are?
We do. We have a pretty good idea. We know one was a 33% pay increase. And remember, 14 hours more is essentially 33% more of a work week. And so the 33% raise would have essentially got them in line. The problem was with that was that it would have been tied to no pension. It wouldn't have been tied to their pensions. The other request was a 10% pay increase. The firefighters turned that down as well.
So what are the firefighters saying about all of this now? The fact that they're being forced essentially to do this on Sunday.
The leadership has been very quiet. Paul Dowdy, the union president, I've text messaged, called him constantly over the last couple of days. He's not saying too much. I am getting a lot of calls from rank and file guys. They're concerned. What's vacation going to look like for the rest of the summer? And 14 more hours every week, that's a lot. If they have kids, that's a problem. So I'm getting lots of calls. I'm getting lots of calls from wives of firefighters as well. That's another issue.
Interesting. All right, Dan, thank you so much for coming in, talking to us about it, sharing your insight on this.